Hey, Coach, welcome. So glad you found us on YouTube. Let me know how I can help. As you can see, I've won lots of championships. I've won my fair share of balls behind. Run one of the best high school programs in the country. Coached a bunch of NBA guys. Let me help you become a better basketball coach. This video is just one small piece. Let me mentor you. Teachhoops.com. Click down below or above. We'll help you do that. It is the one-stop shopping for basketball coaches. But the best part is you get a Yoda, you get a mentor. I will help you. You'll get my personal email address. You will get one-on-one calls, office hours, you name it. We will help you become a better basketball coach. Enjoy. All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops.
Coach, how are you?
I'm excellent. I'm awesome. It's basketball season.
Whoa. Excellent. Awesome. Yeah.
I am. So I love this topic. This is a topic that I've dwelled on for a long time. But before we dive into it, let's give a big shout out to our sponsors.
Coaches, go check out gc.com/coaching youth hoops. You will find an amazing app that you can use to record your games. They'll break it down for you, provide stats by the time the final buzzer sounds. And also, I think more importantly, if a parent can't be there to watch their precious child play, they can view it remotely. Again, go to gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
And then tell them what you've been working on. Tell them what you've been
Yeah, I've
working
been
on,
working
Coach.
on an amazing tool. Uh, you know, this has been a long time coming, but go check it out. Would appreciate your feedback. Go to coachingyouthhoops.com/drills. It's not just a search engine for drills, it really is a solution finder. We're not offering, there's thousands of drills, but how do you know which one is the best one? Well, leverage our 30 years plus of 30 years, 50 years of combined experience coaching,
I got
right?
30 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, you got 30 years alone. Our 50 plus years of trial and error. You don't have to find a drill on YouTube and know if it works. We're going to tell you exactly what works in that particular situation. You just answer a few questions and then boom, we provide a solution. So go to coachingyouthhoops.com/drills. The more information you share, the better the tool will get.
I love that. All right. So what's today's topic, Coach?
Engaging the bench, keeping all the players involved. So
Extremely hard.
extremely hard, extremely important. Now, depending on the youth league that you're in, some have equal play,
Right.
right? If you're an AAU coach, it's who's ever performing, right? Makes the
Yeah.
makes the court. But how do you keep every player involved?
It's hard. First of all, I'd say scheduling.
What do you
Even
mean?
at the youth level. Like, don't go to the highest tournaments all the time. Go to some of the
Mm-hmm.
lower tournaments or the mid tournaments. I did that. I tried to. It's the same thing I
Yeah.
do with my schedule. It's like you want them pushed, but you also want some easy. You want maybe go to a B level tournament so everyone gets to play and they feel good, and then go to a higher level. I mean, we all kind of, if you've been around the youth level, kind of know that after a while, kind of how that works. Because the best thing to keep them engaged is if they can get on the court. um,
Right. They all want to play. They just want to play, right? So, uh, yeah.
yeah, so anything you can do for that, I think helps. Um, and then it's like it's a numbers game too. At the youth level, if you're keeping 12, 13, 14, 15 kids, it's going to be hard. Um, I mean, it's hard for me, and I play 8 or 9 out of 15, and it's like there's still 6 kids that aren't getting on the court. Um, So I think it's a little bit of a numbers game. You want enough to be able to practice, but you want enough that they can get better and play and participate. So I think that's a little bit of it too.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's just little things you can do with them as well. They should all be cheering, not worried about when they're going to get in, but be excited for their teammates. And that, again, that's up. You have to teach them those things.
Well, and you show them video. You show them what does a good bench look like? How does a
Right.
bench get involved? What do they
Hmm.
need to do? It's easier at home than it is on the road. I think all of those things need to be discussed when you're talking about keeping them involved and keeping, and then again in practice, you can try to do as much as you can as far as putting them, mixing groups up. Don't
Yeah.
just put the five that you're going to play together. And again, I understand there's different levels of ability sometimes at the youth level, and sometimes they can be much bigger than smaller.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Exactly.
so I do realize that, but at some point you got to try to dive into that and figure out how you can get them involved in practice. And I think all of this leads into one of our other sponsors, right, Coach? Because it's the
That's
mental
right.
part. I know all of it
Yeah,
does.
exactly. Yeah, coaches, go check out coachingyouthhoops.com/health. We've partnered with Curve Health to provide a assessment for coaches. The assessment includes mental performance, nutritional sleep habits, and also uh, some training and injury prevention. They use advanced AI and a phone to provide some amazing feedback so you can make adjustments to your practices with your teams, have discussions about these important topics that affect gameplay. So go check it out at coachingyouthhoops.com/health. It's free for a limited time, so go check it out.
Okay, so what do you think, Coach? I mean, I've kind of dominated this discussion. What's your thoughts on
Well,
this?
again, y- I think you never, here's how I think about it. You never know when you're going to have that surprise player who is going to make a huge difference, right, on your team coming off a bench, coming out of the bench. So you have to treat everyone very similar, get them involved, like you said, in practice. But come game day, when someone is sitting at the bench, maybe they know because of past experience they're not getting much playing time. Give them a role on the bench. Hey, I need you to I still need you to cheer. I still need you to be involved and know what's going on. So, when your moment comes, you can jump in and make a huge impact with the team. Little things. When someone comes out of the game, you stand up and, you give each other a high five, right, as they come off the bench, right? Um, and be excited for every player on your team. And I think those little things will go just a long way of making a more cohesive team. Practices will be better, games will be better. Um, but it's definitely a strategy of something that you need to figure out how to do with those individuals. Um,
And
or,
it's also touch.
who
It's
needs some more
also
development.
touch. It's also going back to my complete philosophy about coaching. It's touch points. It
Yeah.
really is. It's just, I've had, like I told you, I've had a bunch of kids home sick. It's just, how you doing? How you feeling?
Yeah.
Sorry. Get better. Come back when you're feeling like it's just. Again, I mean, I've got a kid right now on my team. I'm telling you, he's 9 to 11, and it's hard on a high school team when you're 9 to 11. He's a junior, great kid, can score, blah blah blah. But he's just on a really good team right now. So
Hmm.
everyone wants to feel welcome. Everyone wants to feel needed. Everyone wants to feel seen. Um, and it's hard sometimes as coaches and youth coaches. If that 10th player is three standard deviations below the first one. It's hard to get them on the court. It's hard to let them play. Um, I always found at the youth level it was good to put the top two or three at least with maybe the bottom one, the worst
Right.
player on the
Yeah.
court. Because
Yeah.
I always use the analogy. You can put you can put Giannis and three other Bucks and me on the court, and they would compete. They would. I mean, I couldn't. I mean, I'm not good. I mean, I'm not that. I mean, but
Just get you
I'm
to the
just
line, coach. You can shoot free
no. But
throws.
I can shoot free throws. But I'm just saying that's they can cover up one
you give me two all pros on the court and two other NBA guys, and then me.
Yeah.
We're not going to win, but they can cover me up,
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So I think sometimes as a youth coach, you got to think about that. Like, oh, and it goes back to what you said about playing time. Sometimes you got to have equal playing. So I was talking to one of my coaches recently about that. It's like, I've always used the numbering summer camp thing when I had to play kids equal amount of time. So every kid gets a number at the beginning of the game, and I would change it around, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I would sprinkle the better players out. So, maybe I have 8 players. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would play. And then the next rotation would be 6, 7, 8, 1, 2 would play.
Right.
And if I sprinkle it enough that I know I'm always going to have one of those players on the court that needs to be on the court, it's a kind of a good way of keeping those bottom kids engaged. But anyway, that's a side note on playing time. But
no, I think that's really important how you manage the bench if you do have an equal playing time league, which again at the youth level, I think that's really important that you have that.
Yeah, I think it is too. All right.
Again,
Anything else, Coach?
That's it for today, Coach.
All right. Until next week.
Hey, Coach, I'm glad you enjoyed that video. Let me know how I can help you become a better basketball coach. Teachhoops.com is one way that I can do that. I have coached at every level, won lots of championships, lots of rings. Let me know how I can help you become a better basketball coach on and off the court. So check out Teachhoops.com for that.